the home of the Berwick Bulldogs. This is WHLM AM, W282CO Bloomsburg, W234BH West Hazelton, W242CY Berwick, and W288CF Danville. Pop Radio, a Seven Mountains Media radio station. Just 1 hour before kickoff, it's time for the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio. A conversation with Berwick Bulldogs head coach Mike Bennett and the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust. With you every step of the way. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. Axis Gymnastics Academy in Bloomsburg. Independence Ford, Rattle Levin in Bloomsburg. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. First Keystone Community Bank. Yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's visions. Mason's Monogram Service for all your Bulldog merchandise. Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Red's Roofing, the Roofing Ninjas in Berwick. Lehigh Valley Health Network, the region's leader in orthopedic and sports medicine. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickshinny. And by Wagner's Trophies and Engravables. Main Street in Bloomsburg.
Well, today the Bulldogs are on the road to play Abington Heights here in Clark Summit. The Dogs' only scheduled day game this season. Berwick coming off a tough 24-21 loss to Valley View last Friday night in Peckville. Mike, that had to be a tough loss because through 3.5 quarters, you led 14-3. You were clearly outplaying Valley View, and then it got away.
That was a tough one. Okay, that was a tough one. I know the kids were ready to go. Okay, when we went up to the Valley View to play. We got there a little bit late. We had a little bit of bus issues. We had a little location issues when we were going up there. So, we had the kids running around there before. But, like we said before, there will be no excuses for this team. I think our kids played very well. It was just a quarter. It was a quarter in the game where things didn't break our way, when we didn't make a play here or there, both offensively and defensively, and that was the game.
You had a 7-3 lead at halftime. And the only alarming thing to me was that it was only 7-3 because it wasn't that close.
Yeah. And we were trying to get a feel for defense. They Valley View did, first of all, they did a phenomenal job, a great job. Okay, they threw a defense at us that we haven't seen in the past couple of years that they did, and we didn't pick up certain blitzes and certain slides with our offensive line that we should have. Okay, and that's on me, and we'll be better coached up on that. But 7-3. But you're right. It seemed like we were, they didn't get much going. Valley View's a play team. They tried to do a couple things, and we pretty much shut them down. We were making tackles, we were making calls. So it looked good in the beginning. It really did. And then this, in my mind, I think we got a little bit tired. Okay, I think our legs got a little bit tired at the end. So
some big plays on offense for your team. Let's take the first touchdown in the first half. Dre Wilkes, 57-yard touchdown run out of the Wildcat. What made that play go?
Well, one, it was a formation that we haven't showed, obviously. Okay, we had that formation for Valley View. Okay, so we put Dre in the backfield a little bit. We had Spencer and Jimmy D'Andrea leading up for him. And we just got the edge on that one, and Dre found the hole, and it was like a missile, running right through there.
Then Valley View, after that fateful fumble, turned momentum around. They actually took the lead, and all the momentum going their way. And then Bo Sheptot catches a short pass from Matt Lunsinski, turns it into a 77-yard touchdown. Now, that was away from us, but it was on your sideline, so you got a lot better view of that. What made what looked like a short out for a couple yards into a 77-yard touchdown?
Well, just what the ref said to me when he was running down, he's like, man, your kick tight, he did a tightrope right there. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Jim, I thought he was out. So as soon as he was out, I go, okay, first down, I'm looking to Coach Dawson to try and get the next play going. And then I just keep him, I see he keep going. And now I'm screaming, go, go, go. Now I'm screaming to him like, maybe he didn't see him go out of bounds. But, he very agile back there. Spencer was on that side as well. He did a good job, just a shield block. Another kid, and Bo made a tremendous play.
Well, for much of that Valley View game, the defense of the Bulldogs was magnificent. We'll have Mike evaluate that effort. Coming up next, you're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
Digging deeper to make ends meet? Now you can get a 26% tax credit with a geothermal heat pump system from Climate Master. Climate Master geothermal systems tap the constant temperature of the earth to provide heating, cooling, and hot water while keeping your home comfortable all year long. And Climate Master systems are so efficient, you'll save up to 70% on your energy bill. The investment in a Climate Master system quickly pays for itself. Contact your local Climate Master dealer, Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Go to robertgdentheating-ac.com.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal on total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
More people in our area are choosing First Columbia Bank and Trust for their home mortgages. Is it time you discover why? First Columbia Bank offers competitive rates along with local expertise, local decisions, and local loan servicing. Let's see what First Columbia can do for you. Call today to get pre-qualified for a home loan from the #1 mortgage lender in our area. Find out more or apply for your mortgage online at firstcolumbiabank.com. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way. Equal housing lender.
First Columbia Bank.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
The only afternoon game on the Bulldogs' regular season schedule is today, with the Dogs taking on Abington Heights here at Comet Stadium in Clark Summit. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Berwick coming off a tough 24-21 loss at Valley View last Friday night. Mike, you could have asked much more of your defensive effort, especially through the first 3.5 quarters of the game. The only big play for Valley View was actually a fake punt that led to their field goal. They only had 3 points at half. At halftime, Adam Hawanitz, their excellent quarterback, 0 passing yards. Their all-state running back, Connor Hilling, 15 yards on 5 carries. What were you doing well defensively to bottle them up like that?
I think, what we're doing well in the beginning, Jim, is I think that, obviously we were tackling well. Okay, we were calling out where the ball was going. So I think our defense is very smart. Okay, Coach Shepard does a great job with our defense. So we're making calls, we're getting off of blocks. Okay, we're getting there, aggressively to the ball. So I think that helped a lot in the beginning.
Who played well for you defensively?
Well, we grade each film, every Saturday and Sunday for the coaches. And I'll tell you what, two kids stood out. Tristan English, okay, our middle linebacker, made some great, wonderful plays. And our highest graded kid was Harrison Snyder, our right DN. I mean, he made some plays there that if he didn't make, it could have went, the other way earlier on. But he made some tremendous plays, off the line, beating blocks and getting to the quarterback and getting to the running back.
A lot of coaches subscribe to the theory that the game is won in the trenches, along the line of scrimmage. I thought your team had the better of that for most of the night.
You're right, Jim, for most of the night. But towards the end, our defensive line, we weren't getting off blocks. We're getting swallowed up a little bit. Our offensive line, whether they were taking incorrect steps or, they might not have been, thinking about which way they were going to go. They weren't coming off the ball confidently. But you're right. I mean, like I said before, emphasis is on the line, both sides. And I think we did well, but we still got to get it done for 4 quarters. 63
of the 66 points that your team has yielded in these first 2 games have come in the second half. What does that tell you?
That tells me something's going on. And, we, as a coaching staff, and it starts with me, we got to try and figure it out. So I don't know if we have to tweak stuff in practice. Okay, maybe, we're getting too hard on the legs. Maybe we're doing a little bit too much running. So, in my mind and the coach's mind, we're going to take a look at that this week and, in the future weeks and see what we can do there.
After Bo Sheptog's big touchdown, there was 3:22 to go in the game. Looking good at that point. Valley View then goes downfield and scores with 54 seconds to win it. a lot of big pass completions for them on that drive. That had to be upsetting.
It was upsetting, but, and another thing, that we were there. Our kids were there to make a play, and it was just, we were a half a second slow. It wasn't anything where, these guys were wide open or they were like 5 or 7 yards deeper than our guys. Our guys were there. Some of our guys got caught looking in the backfield. Some of our guys, were a half a second too late to get to a guy. So, all those things just added up to what happened on that last drive.
Well, this afternoon, the Bulldogs will take on Abington Heights. Later in the show, Mike will tell us about the Comets. But up next, the Bulldog Spotlight feature. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
When you think of Wagner's trophies and engravables, you may only think of trophies, but we're much, much more than that.
We can take care of your wedding gift ideas or gifts for your graduate.
T-shirts and commemorative gifts for your company picnic or family reunion.
Unique gifts, personalized to your every need.
So when you think gifts, think of Wagner's Trophies and Engravables in downtown Bloomsburg. Online at wagnerstrophies.com.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas, now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
In their only scheduled day game of the season, the Bulldogs face Abington Heights here in Clark Summit. In our next segment, Mike will tell us about the Comets, but now it's time for our Bulldog feature, Bulldog Spotlight. Today, the Spotlight is on senior defensive end Alex Hacker. Mike, Alex is only 5'10", listed at 200 pounds, which means he's constantly going against linemen that are bigger than he, and yet he gets the job done. Last season, he had an impressive 18 tackles for loss. How does he do it?
I tell you what, Alex, he really likes to master his craft. And, he's 5'11". Yeah, you say he's 205, but man, is he quick off the ball. Okay, he uses his hands well. He's a very, very, very smart player. Okay, so he knows what's going on. I consider him our Swiss Army knife, whether it's playing a little bit, at DN or playing a little bit at linebacker for us. So we can put Alex in, and be confident of what we're going to get after.
What are his physical attributes? Is he particularly strong or fast?
Oh, I tell you what, he's very twitchy in my mind, okay? He's a strong kid. Ever since I got the job here in January, he's always the last one in the weight room, always working out, always trying to get better, always trying to better his craft, He's asking questions. Okay, he has a little, he's getting tweaks here and there, defensively. And I think you're going to see even a better version of Alex down the road.
I did a double take when you put him in at running back in a short yardage situation. I thought, that looks like number 15, but it can't be, and it was.
And again, like I said, it goes to his, multiple skills that he has. Okay, he's a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger body. So, Ryan and Bo do a great job for us. But these guys go both ways. Try and spell them, give them a break somewhere. And Alex is a little bit bigger back. He could be our short yardage back, but man, he'll hit the hole for you. He'll carry the ball. And, he does a great job for us down there.
You mentioned the word linebacker. if Alex decides that he wants to play at the next level, would that be his position in your mind?
I would think so. I mean, first of all, whatever Alex puts his mind to it, okay, he can get done. But I really feel that he can make it. He can make. I don't know how to say, but he can make a splash on defense if an opportunity comes up that he could play that linebacker spot. Yes.
In the Bulldog Spotlight, senior Alex Hacker today. Alex and his Bulldog teammates take on Abington Heights here in Clark Summit. Up next, Mike will tell us about the Comets offense. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
Digging deeper to make ends meet? Now you can get a 26% tax credit with a geothermal heat pump system from Climate Master. Climate Master geothermal systems tap the constant temperature of the earth to provide heating, cooling, and hot water while keeping your home comfortable all year long. And Climate Master systems are so efficient, you'll save up to 70% on your energy bill. The investment in a Climate Master system quickly pays for itself. Contact your local Climate Master dealer, Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Go to robertgdentheating-ac.com. Has a sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years of experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO.
When you think of Wagner's trophies and engravables, you may only think of trophies, but we're much, much more than that.
We can take care of your wedding gift ideas or gifts for your graduate.
T-shirts and commemorative gifts for your company picnic or family reunion.
Unique gifts, personalized to your every need.
So when you think gifts, think of Wagner's Trophies and Engravables in downtown Bloomsburg.
Online at wagnerstrophies.com.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
A matchup of two teams hungry for their first win this afternoon here in Clark Summit. Berwick's losses have been to five-time defending state champion Southern Columbia and defending District 2 Quad A champ Valley View. Abington Heights losses were to Dallas and last Friday to Wilkes-Barre area 21-14. Mike, before we talk about Abington Heights, today's opponent, I know all coaches are creatures of habit, and they like things to happen at a certain time. They like players to get in a certain routine. Your season's been anything but routine so far. You start with the opening game in which you have a 2-hour halftime because of lightning. Then you get caught in traffic going to Valley View, and you get there later than you want. And today you play a day game, which is all out of the routine of a normal weekend game. Let's talk about this one, the day game. How does it change things for your routine?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim. And now this one, this Abington game actually is and was planned for, okay, for what we did. So, even in the summer, and a little bit before, maybe April, May, we started to hold our Saturday practices early enough so then the kids start to get a feel that, okay, it's early, I got to get up a little bit earlier. So, even though I knew that we were playing on Saturday, this was being planned for, based by the little things of a Saturday practice going a little bit earlier, just so the kids start to get used to waking up at that time on Saturday.
It's a 1 o'clock game, and it's a long trip. So what time do you leave?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. We're going to be earlier than we were last week, Jim. But, I believe we'll probably, we'll have the kids here probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, get them here and to make sure they're up, get them some breakfast down here and make sure they're taped while going up there. But we will leave plenty of time, to get up there, hopefully to miss traffic this time.
Well, let's talk about Abington Heights. They're off to an 0-2 start, but very competitive last week against Wilkes-Barre area. Joe Repchis is in his 17th season as head coach at Abington Heights. Tell us about his offense. What schemes do they employ?
Okay, well, they're a pro-style team. Okay, they have number 4 at quarterback. They're Division I Okay, tight end, number 8, I believe his name is Bossy. Okay, he's going to Brown University. Very, very, very good player. Okay, but I'll tell you what, I think I like 2 guys, okay, on their offense. I like their fullback, number 28, okay, and I like their receiver, number 22. Okay, it seems like they really like, if they need to play, okay, they're going to go to number 22. And I like the way number 28 hits the hole, as fullback.
Well, the quarterback that you mentioned is a sophomore, Sean Theodore. He's had his problems with interceptions. In fact, he's thrown 5 in those first 2 games, but his completion percentage isn't bad, and his yardage isn't bad. What can you tell us about him?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, even, as a sophomore, I mean, he likes to get the ball out quick, okay, and he has receivers that he can trust. Okay, and mind you, I think those interceptions go to the fact that, some of them were late in the game. Okay, they're trying to get something going, and maybe he was, throwing downfield and trying to see if he can make a play or not. But, I really don't see the interceptions. I see that, when, like you said, he is accurate, okay, and he has, some great completions, and mostly those completions are number 22. So we're going to have our work cut out for us if we don't buckle down and figure out, how to stop those guys.
How are they up front? Can your team win that battle?
I believe so. Okay, one, they're big guys. Okay, they're big, but they're young. Okay, but that's not to say that just because they're young, they're not going to come off the ball. I like the way they come off the ball on both sides of the line. All right, but offensively, they'll come off the ball, they'll drive you, they'll try and get inside you. So if we don't get off of blocks, if we stay chest to chest with you guys, it'll be a afternoon, hopefully, to remember.
We've talked earlier about the problems your team has had defensively in the second half. I imagine when it comes to halftime, regardless of what the situation is at the time, that your team will be reminded of that.
Oh, yeah, yes, they will. And even so, they'll be reminded of it, but like I said, it's going to start, earlier on this week with our guys getting off their feet a little bit more, maybe do a little bit more teaching, okay, cut down on the hitting a little bit as well in practice.
Well, up next, Mike will tell us about the Abington Heights defense. You're listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Has a sports injury got you down? No one knows sports medicine like Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. With more than 30 years of experience, they put athletes first and provide same-day appointments. Don't let a sports injury slow you down. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
When you're planning your next big event, weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites, remember Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. Have no power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. Preferred Portables can provide sanitary service to campgrounds, carnivals, parks, parties, and even has an emergency service 24 hours a day. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Email preferredportables@gmail.com. Go Berwick Bulldogs!
You are listening to the Coach Bennett Show on Pop Radio with the voice of the Berwick Bulldogs, Jim Doyle.
Today's game here in Clark Summit is only the 7th meeting ever between Berwick and Abington Heights. The last one was in 2019 here at Comet Stadium, known as the Pit. Berwick won that season opener 28-6, giving Carmen DiFrancesco his first win as the Bulldogs head coach. And today, obviously, the Dogs will try to give Mike Bennett his first win as a head coach. Mike, let's talk about this Abington Heights defense. What is their base alignment?
Okay, their base alignment is a 4-3. So they're kind of like us, Jim, okay, up front. They like to walk, their will linebacker, number 55 out, or they'll walk down their strong safety, number 2 up in the box. Okay, but they are a base 4-3 team.
How aggressive are they? Do they come after you?
Yeah. Well, I think they're very aggressive up front. Okay, now we're not going to see the blitzes that we saw from Valley View, and we're not going to see the blitzes that we saw from Southern. But when they blitz with a purpose. So if it's just one guy, if the Mike wants to come up and wants to blitz, he's going to try and hit a hole and he's going to blitz, or their Will might walk up and blitz. But they do it intentional. But I think they get a great pass rush, a great push from their D-line.
As far as their personnel on defense, they really like number 8, Nico Bossi. You talked about him earlier as a tight end, as a senior defensive end as well. He's headed to the Ivy Leagues. He's made his commitment already. What can you tell us about him as a defensive end?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's their strong end. Okay, and I really like the kid. I have a thing for tight ends and D ends, because that's what I was in college. So I like to see, other tight ends and D ends go like that. But I really think he's explosive off the ball. And you're going to see him at D end, and you're also going to see him at D tackle too, Jim, because he is that quick. Okay, he is that powerful. But what I want to see is I think that we have a tight end that can match up with him. Okay, I really love Rowan Slavinsky, and I really think that's going to be a great matchup in the trenches with him going against Bossi.
Is there something you haven't seen from your offense in the first 2 games that you want to see in this game today?
Well, hopefully what you're going to see is we're going to try and get the ball more, to our playmakers. Okay, we're going to try and get the ball more to Spencer. Okay, we're going to try and get them all more to Dre, all right, because we have targeted those guys, but not as much as I would like, and that's all me, okay? We're trying to get the run game going. We're trying to get a quick pass game going, and sometimes those things get, fall about the wayside. We want to get in the ball, but sometimes we forget, we have a play, we don't get to it. Trust me, we will be getting to plays. They're going to get our guys touches that need the ball.
It's still early in the season. It's probably too early to talk about must wins, but close calls are one thing. Moral victories are one thing, but you need to look up at that scoreboard at the end of the day today and see that you're on the left side.
Wouldn't it be great? It'd be great to look up there. And these kids can do it. These kids know they can do it. I feel the confidence level with these kids, when we're watching film, when we're talking about, our previous film, when we're talking about the opponent's film. But I can feel, and I know these kids, they're hurting a bit because they know that they were in both games that we can win. And it's going to be great once we come out of a game, and hopefully it's going to be today, that'll come out looking at that scoreboard with a W.
Well, you've played 2 great teams, come up just short in each case, certainly after good first halves. Good luck, Mike, in getting that first one today.
Okay, I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you.
Join us again next Friday for another edition of the Coach Bennett Show prior to the game against Williamsport at Crispin Field. Stay tuned now for Berwick at Abington Heights football here on Pop Radio.
You've been listening to the Coach Bennett Show, brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. Axis Gymnastics Academy in Bloomsburg, Independence Ford, Rattle Nevin in Bloomsburg, S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's visions. Mason's Monogram Service, for all your Bulldog merchandise. Robert G. Dent Heating and Air Conditioning in Light Street. Red's Roofing, the Roofing Ninjas in Berwick. Lehigh Valley Health Network, the region's leader in orthopedic and sports medicine. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickasha. And by Wagner's Trophies and Engravables. Main Street in Bloomsburg.